Greetings, and welcome to A Year of Movies, a Planet Geek production. For this project, we are using the Ivan Walters reference book of 365 films to watch on the day they happened. Each day, we watch a movie associated with the date we are watching it on. And as this is the 25th of August, we are going to be watching The Godfather from 1972, directed by Francis Ford Coppola and starring Marlon Brando. So to begin with, this is definitely a movie that I have seen and enjoyed several times since my first viewing, which I can't really track down when it was, but it might have been probably either late high school, probably was being around the time that I saw it. And I believe that I saw the first two, The Godfather and Godfather Part 2, back to back, as I believe they were probably on one of those Canadian HBO series providers, the First Choice or Super Channel, whichever it was that we had at the time. But yeah, definitely that was my first viewing. And of course, being full screen, I did not actually see the widescreen until much later on, and came to watch this movie several times since. And like I'd already mentioned, not only does this movie star Marlon Brando, but it also stars Al Pacino, James Caan, Richard S. Castellano, Robert Duvall, Diane Keaton, and Talia Shire. Based on Mario Puzo's novel of the same name, this movie focuses on the powerful Italian-American crime family of Don Vito Corleone, played by Marlon Brando. When the Don's youngest son, Michael, played by Al Pacino, reluctantly joins the mafia, he becomes involved with the inevitable cycle of violence and betrayal. Although Michael tries to maintain a normal relationship with his wife, Kay, played by Diane Keaton, he is drawn deeper into the family business. Now, there's a main reason why this movie is sometimes listed as one of the best movies ever made. Francis Ford Coppola has done a masterpiece with this movie, and it's something that he's come back to several times over and turned this into a trilogy, and then turned the trilogy into the Codex, which is a re-edit of all three movies together. But it is still, this original is outstanding in the pack, especially in a movie in the era that it came out in. It was a phenomenal thing to have probably witnessed in 72. It would have been overly graphic and violent, which is, while is kind of expected from this subject matter, probably hitting the masses at a point where they were not ready for this type of picture. But the acting is just so superb straight through, from beginning to end. This long journey that never feels as long as it actually is, because it's so beautifully written, it's so beautifully acted, and the direction is just so fantastic. Cinematography wise, this is a beautiful movie just to witness as we go from the city streets to the countryside of Italy and all over the place that this movie goes to. It's just such a wonderful visual feast, as well as a great performance from some of the greatest actors to have acted throughout the 70s. And like I stated before, just earlier, when I was talking about Dog Day Afternoon, I will watch almost anything that Al Pacino is in, and this is definitely probably would have been the second movie that I saw him in after Dog Day Afternoon, because I'm pretty sure I saw Dog Day Afternoon while I was in high school, and this was definitely a fantastic lead up, even though it was the movie that came before. And I could go on, but if you've seen the movie, you don't need a convincing about the quality and the showmanship that this movie gives you. So the movie starts off with Vito Corleone's daughter, Connie's wedding, who was played by Talia Shire, and that basically is August 25th, 1945. And like I said, it's practically the very beginning of the movie into this 2-hour and 55-minute movie. And when it came to the Academy Awards for that particular season, it actually ended up winning for Best Picture, Best Adapted Screenplay, and Best Actor for Marlon Brando, and also got nominations for Best Supporting Actor for Al Pacino, James Caan, and Robert Duvall, Best Director, Best Costume Design, Best Film Editing, and Best Sound Mixing. And on that note, we're going to wrap up this particular episode and look off into the future to see what we're going to be watching for tomorrow, which is going to be the 26th of August, and that is going to be The Day of the Jackal from 1973. So until next time, go see a movie.